Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're talking a new skincare ingredient that people online are reporting has been twice as effective as traditional vitamin C serums, boosting the radiance and luminosity of the skin and delivering maximum antioxidant protection. It's so well loved online, people are even saying they're switching out their existing vitamin C serums for this instead. Now, I always get very suspicious when people start saying use this instead of that in terms of ingredients, because very few actually offer the exact same benefits, and there's always more nuance to it. So, in today's video, we're going to explore everything. Sit back, relax, let's talk the hottest new skincare ingredient. So you know there's never any gatekeeping here on the channel. The ingredient we're talking about today is astaxanthin, one of the hardest to pronounce ingredients in skincare history, but one that, like I say, is getting a lot of hype online. This is a relative newcomer to our skincare routine, so I would love to know what your own hot take is. Are you tempted to try astaxanthin? And if so, what product are you going to reach for? Let me know by leaving the heart emoji down in the comment section below and let me know your product preference. If you think that this is just another ingredient to add to the roster that you're just not excited by, let me know by again leaving the cross emoji down in the comments so we can see where the true opinion of the Mad About Skin community lie. Whatever your thoughts on this skincare ingredient, if you enjoy this style of content, which as always is entirely sponsorship and paid partnership free, if you value independent skincare advice here on YouTube, let me know by reaching down and giving the video a big thumbs up and a like. The more likes the video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. So from the bottom of my heart, love to each and every one of you. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So astaxanthin, I'm going to get definitely tongue-tied as I talk about that in today's video, but people online are reporting that it's twice as effective as an antioxidant as traditional vitamin C serums. Others are saying that compared to vitamin C, it gave them far better results when it comes to fading hyperpigmentation, dark spots and discoloration. And others are saying they love this ingredient for its ability to boost radiance and luminosity. So today we're going to talk about it all and kind of uncover the truth when it comes to this ingredient. Now, I have left timestamps down in the description box below, so if you want to jump to one section of the video over another, be my guest, those timestamps are there for your convenience. So, astaxanthin, I'm definitely going to get tongue-tied as progressively as we get through this video. This is an ingredient that has been around in skincare for a few years now, but has really started to find its way into the mainstream. Some of the big skincare companies are now using it as a key ingredient in their products, which is why I think we hear a lot more about it online than at any point previously. What it is an antioxidant, and it's actually derived from algae. It usually comes with quite a reddish pigmentation to it, and it's actually the red coloration from astaxanthin that gives things like shrimp, prawn their reddish pinkish hue. Now, quite a few studies have actually been done into this ingredient, particularly in its oral supplement form, and those show just how potentially beneficial it can be for the body. However, recently these studies have expanded into topical application, which is why I think we're seeing it increasingly in our skincare products. The studies honestly show some really great data points and results. I think the key thing that they found is using astaxanthin topically actually can help support your sunscreen. That's because it actually deflects some of the UV rays that hit our skin. And whilst we always need to remember, as an ingredient, astaxanthin isn't a registered and regulated sunscreen filter, so should never replace your sunscreen. These reviews and studies definitely show that it can help supplement the protection you get from your sunscreen, kind of kick it up a notch to really just lock in that protection for the skin. These studies also show that it is absolutely one of the best antioxidants that you're going to find in skincare. This is where that twice as effective as vitamin C claim comes from, because again, in some of these studies, which I'll link a range of them down in the description box below for you if you want to read them in more detail, but what these studies actually show is that yes, when it comes to performance as an antioxidant specifically, astaxanthin is twice as effective at fighting off free radicals as traditional ascorbic acid vitamin C. This is phenomenal because for me, I always think prevention is far better than the cure. And if we can use an effective antioxidant to prevent free radical damage, that's going to help preserve our collagen, minimize an inflammation response, and increase in hyperpigmentation. All these things are preventative, and definitely these results show just how potent astaxanthin is as an antioxidant. Now, what really intrigued me though when I was reading these studies isn't just its ability to potentially supplement your sunscreen, to boost your antioxidant levels in your skincare routine, but actually the way that it reacts when it comes to photo damage, aging caused by the sun. What astaxanthin is best at doing is decreasing the negative impacts of sun exposure on our skin when it comes to premature aging. It's actually proven to reduce the rate of skin thickening as a result of sun exposure. So if you've ever been, out on your holidays here in the UK, often, Brits will go abroad to Europe, expose themselves to some sun, and there's always that couple of people on the beach looking like a leather handbag because the skin is just so tanned and damaged. Well, that thickening of the skin can definitely be a result of excess sun exposure and can definitely age us in terms of our appearance. Well, astaxanthin is one of the very best ingredients you can use to minimize that thickening of the skin response from sun exposure. Use it alongside a good broad spectrum sunscreen and you can definitely help prevent further any premature aging. It also helps prevent collagen degradation. That's where the collagen that our body has worked so hard to produce ends up broken apart by sun exposure or free radical damage. Astaxanthin is also proven to be a really effective protector when it comes to that collagen. So it just provides a bit of a shield around it, minimizing the risk of that degradation of collagen, which leads to fine lines and wrinkles, again, that premature aging. It almost sounds too good to be true, and this is where I want to throw in a little bit of a caveat. Whilst I think the studies into astaxanthin are fantastic, who doesn't want to prevent premature aging? Who doesn't want to boost the antioxidant potential of our skincare routine and with it increase luminosity and radiance? We need to make sure that we understand that this as an ingredient actually works best in conjunction with others rather than isolation. So when people say ditch your vitamin C, move to astaxanthin, you'll get better results. I don't think it is an either or. I actually think that whilst in comparison to vitamin C, astaxanthin does give double the antioxidant protection. It's not as effective as vitamin C when it comes to boosting radiance and luminosity. The studies don't show it's as effective when it comes to minimizing hyperpigmentation, dark spots and discoloration. So I would almost say to people, use it alongside or to supplement rather than in the place of. That's definitely how I'm approaching it because I think that's really going to deliver the best results. The good thing is though, the great news is, if you're thinking, oh great, another ingredient to add to our skincare routine, hold fire, because you might actually already be using it. I'm going to talk about my very favorite astaxanthin containing skincare products, and a lot of them are regular recommendations that I make on the channel all the time, so you might already be using it without actually knowing. Or perhaps you could swap one of these recommendations for an existing product in your routine, so you're not adding to your total number of steps, but rather you've just been a bit more strategic swapping them out. And I'm going to share with you my personal recommendations, which without exception are all products that I have recommended on the channel before. So first up, let me start by saying one of my favorite astaxanthin treatments also contains vitamin C. And it's this. This is the PSA Skin Light Up Mask. I rave about this all the time. It's a 2 or 3 times a weekly vitamin C treatment that you leave on for 10 minutes, and when you rinse off, you are glowing to the gods. This also contains the required dose of astaxanthin alongside glutathione, lots of other great antioxidants. So you use this, say 2 or 3 times a week. You're going to be getting a potent dose of that vitamin C alongside the astaxanthin, alongside all those other great ingredients. This really is something special. And I think this is a great example of how maybe you've been using this ingredient all along without knowing it. I certainly have in this product, and it's one of my favorites. Now, the limitation of this is, of course, you're going to be using it 2 or 3 times a week, where astaxanthin gives the very best results used daily, on a morning like you would any antioxidant. So of course you're going to limit the results slightly by only using this 2 or 3 times a week, which is what the brand recommends. But still, I'd say 3 times a week is better than nothing, and this gives you the best glow up you will ever get from a skincare product. If you don't want to have another step, use this as your vitamin C and your astaxanthin treatment all in one, and know that, like I said, it's not either or. Using the two together, I think delivers the very best results. Of course, vitamin C is just one ingredient that you can pair with astaxanthin to dial up the results. The others are, of course, antioxidants. One of my absolute all-time favorites is the Niod Survival Zero. This is a beautiful antioxidant blend that really is one of the best on the market. It's also one of the cheapest. It's like £22. Neod haven't put the price of this product up for 6 years. So what was at one point a relatively mid-market price point product is actually quite a relatively affordable serum now. £22, you get a great blend of antioxidants, one of which is astaxanthin. So if you want to get this ingredient in your skincare routine, but you don't want to necessarily have to have another step, you could use the Neod Survival in place of your existing antioxidant serum and get that added benefit. I love this. This has been one of my tried and tested for years. I always stock up in their November sale. I buy a couple of these. I actually just put another one on order now, even though it's not on sale, because for £22, honestly, I think that's an absolute bargain and I love it. Now, my third and final recommendation is a little bit of a pricier one, but one that I think actually could replace multiple different steps in your skincare routine, so actually work out quite cost effective, and it's this. This is the Allies of Skin Peptides and Antioxidants Advanced Firming Daily Treatment. This literally has it all. In fact, they list it all on the front here, so you know exactly what you're getting. You're getting that dose of astaxanthin, which is so important, but you're also getting 9 other antioxidants. So this is a powerhouse when it comes to protecting the skin. You've got peptides in here, 7 which are specifically chosen to firm and lift the skin. So if you want to increase firmness and elasticity, this is a wonderful option to go for. You've got some brightening ingredients in here, and you've also got some ingredients that are going to help calm and soothe. So this is really like your peptide serum, your calming and soothing serum, your firming and lifting serum, and your antioxidant all in one. So whilst this isn't the cheapest product out there, if you see it as a 4-in-1, actually this can be a great way of streamlining things down and does help to reset some of the cost of this versus buying 4 products individually. I love this, and when I read that this actually had astaxanthin in, I was like, yes. I've been using this for so long, so I've already been using this ingredient. I think with this product, it's definitely an investment, but one that definitely pays off. And this is actually a moisturizing cream. So if you're super oily like me, you can use this as your moisturizer in place of your moisturizer. And that's a further bit of streamlining that you can do. Not the cheapest out there, but I do have a discount code which will take 20% off this product, which I'll list down in the description box below for you. And they also do a trial size of this, the 20ml. So this is the 50ml. They do the 20ml trial size. So again, if you want to try with a smaller amount, smaller expenditure before you commit to a larger size, that's possible, which personally I really appreciate from a brand. When it comes to who I think can most benefit from astaxanthin, I think it's people that have very stubborn and persistent melasma. It can be really difficult to get on top of melasma, dark spots, and discoloration. And if you're looking for an extra ingredient to add in to kind of dial up the results you see, I think astaxanthin could be an absolutely wonderful one to do. If you're worried about premature aging, sun exposure, you want to do as much as possible to minimize the risk of damage from that, then again, I think it's a wonderful ingredient to use alongside your sunscreen to just double down on the benefits you're going to see. Do you need astaxanthin in your skincare routine? Absolutely not. If you're happy with your routine as it is right now and you're getting the results you want to see, keep using what works for you. But I think it's an interesting ingredient to kind of have in the back of our minds to think as a trick to dial up the results we see when we need to. I don't like people online saying this is an alternative to vitamin C. I don't think it's an either or. I think it's a great complementary ingredient to use alongside your vitamin C, and some products even have both of these key ingredients together. Don't see it as a replacement, but rather something you can add in to kind of double down on the results you're going to see if you need it. Hopefully in this video it just helped explain everything so you can work out what exactly is right for your individual skin's needs. Turns out I've been using this wonder ingredient a lot longer than I actually thought in some of my key favorite products, and maybe you guys have been too. So sound off in the comments section below if you've already been using astaxanthin without necessarily knowing you have. Sound off if you use any of these products, which I love. Now, wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.